Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Eats and I watched the 23rd episode of the Twilight Zone. Okay, I have to come clean. The first story I've seen already. Yes, this is so fucking weird. The first story we did actually already in the original Twilight Zone, Season 2, Episode 26. Well, I promote this as episode 21 because that was the 21st episode of Twilight Zone that I've watched. But, because I did the whole original Twilight Zone, went a bit out of order. So I've seen the whole original Twilight Zone, only it wasn't in order. But in the playlist, it's now in order. Only the videos, when I speak, when this is the 21st, or this is the second, or this is the third episode that I watched from the Twilight Zone, that's not the first or the second or the, that's a bit out of order. Just the title is correct. But back to this one. Like I said, I've seen that story because, okay, I thought, okay, let's start writing down. So let's just first start actually. We have an up close shot of a face. The camera zooms a bit out and goes to his left. It goes to his left, and we now have a bit of a side shot. We see this, and we see a woman sitting to the right of him, and there's a table next to her with a guy sitting at that. We hear a door open, and the camera zooms a bit more out. Then we see the jury walking into the courtroom, because we're apparently in a courtroom. Now they all take their seat, sitting down. Then the judge asks, have the jury made a decision or something like that? A woman stands up and says, yes, we have. And what is your decision? The jury, has decided that he is. I'm not gonna leave it at that, because if you want to know what's gonna be next, watch the episode yourself. But after that, he tells them about, oh yeah, you're all not real. This is a dream. And wait, I cannot recognize this. And I went a bit further, I watched through the 10-minute mark, so around that. And yes, I've seen this one, so I looked it up. I looked it up on my channel. And yeah, that's this one. So apparently the first story is a repeat, just in color this time and not in black and white. And maybe some different actors. I don't know about that, because it's definitely been a year since we watched original Twilight Zone, so I can't judge on that. But what I can say is that we definitely watched the first story already. Which kind of sucks actually, because that's definitely half of the episode's gone. Or if it's worse, 3/4 of the episode is gone. Because sometimes a story is 10 minutes, sometimes it's a half an hour. Sometimes 40 minutes, and just the last 8-7 minutes is the second story. That sometimes happens. So it's minimum of the half of the story is gone. Even though it is a good story, I liked it originally too. I can't really judge, I can't really rate this episode on the base of I've seen the first story already actually in the original. So we're gonna put that one to the side, and we're just gonna rate this episode on the second story, which was actually pretty alright. It was kind of confusing, because I don't know exactly again what happened, but it was a girl who had was a dying wish or something. She made a wish to the stars, and then a woman ran out of the hospital room, and something spinny happened, and she was maybe in a different reality or universe, where she was a famous opera singer. So it was weird. It was very confusing, but it was alright. The second story was really alright. So I will give this episode a high 3, low 4 based on the second story. Not on the first story, because otherwise well, it would be still high 3, low 4, but yeah. The first story was definitely the good story of the two. The second story was just kind of confusing. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Go watch my original Twilight Zone playlist. I have a whole playlist in between my other playlists. But I have a playlist, especially for the whole Twilight Zone. I think it was 155 episodes. So if you want to see every review that I've done for the original Twilight Zone, well, I have a playlist, and you definitely will be sweet for some time. Like how we say it here. Dat je een beetje zoet bent. Je bent zoet voor een tijdje. Which basically means that you will be sweet for some time. As in, it will take some time before you finish it. Definitely a couple hours. But if you like this channel, you probably like that one too. I don't think so, but hey, there's a chance that you will like those too. If you want to see my original review for the first story, go watch season 2, episode 26. In this playlist, of my Twilight Zone, because there you can find, well, this story basically. But before you go, don't forget to leave a like, recommend a good show down below in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, come join Discord, and see you guys next time. Tomorrow I will see you guys for train spotting. Today we'll watch the first movie. I watched then the reaction from Cinderbinge to Train Spotting, and at the end George said that apparently Train Spotting 2 is about them. Same cast, same guys, but 20 years later, or 21 years later, something like that, if I'm correct. So I'm kind of curious actually what will happen. I'm curious how they turned out, and I'm very curious actually for Trainspotting 2. So if you want to see the review, not reaction, the review for Trainspotting 2, subscribe to the channel, because it's definitely coming tomorrow. And hopefully we're also going to wrap up the whole first season of the Twilight Zone. Yes, not the Twilight Zone in total, but just the first season of the Twilight Zone. So if you want to see the last episode of the first season, subscribe to the channel. And see you guys tomorrow. Bye.